Alright, so I've watched a couple reaction videos to see how this is typically formatted. I've never actually done a real one of these before, but I figured I'd give it a shot because, as some of you may know who have been following me for however long now, I've been a big Slipknot fan for a good portion of my life, and while I've pretty much grown out of the heavier music just in general, Slipknot will always hold a special place in my heart. They were one of the first bands I really heavily got into. So with this new album coming out, I've actually been pretty impressed with the stuff I've heard so far. I'm more excited than I expected to be about the new album dropping on August 9th, I believe it is. We Are Not Your Kind. And today, the music video for Solway Firth was blessed upon us. And instead of just watching it in my own lonesome and privately reacting, I figured why not give it a shot and share with you guys my first thoughts. So we're gonna jump right into this. Fingers crossed I don't get copyright striked and preventing me from doing this ever again, I guess. Alright, looking very horror movie-esque. Oh, okay. Dropping some F-bombs already, jeez.
Now why don't you stop pissing
Good
around?
thing my parents aren't in here.
Tell everybody what this is.
Oh shit. That's a live show, okay. Wait, have they played this live before? Oh shit. I did read that this is some Amazon original show that they took clips from. Very country twang, Corey. Okay, I can dig it. Craig doing his thing. Okay. Pretty interesting intro to just go right into the heavy. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my speakers. Hey, that was Corey right there. Oh wow, that was a terrifying mask. This is very Grey Chapter-esque so far, which isn't a bad thing. Okay. Wasn't expecting that transition either, so for surprisability, if that's a word, definitely winning that. Was that Dwight from The Office? I will say this. Do people pause during reaction videos? I don't know. I will say this. Corey is sounding pretty good on this. And as I've said, this is pretty reminiscent of their previous album, The Grey Chapter, which isn't a bad thing. I like that album. I don't know if it's aged really well for me personally. But, I don't know, just the production style still has that, Grey Chapter sound in this song in particular. But Corey sounds like he's just really going all in on this track, which I can really respect. And watching from their live shows for all the stuff they've done so far this year, he's been sounding really good live too, which is a relief because it really sounded like during the Grey Chapter cycle he was, I don't know what was going on. I don't know if he was just burnt out or if his technique was just completely altered in a negative way, but it's refreshing to hear him sounding like he can scream properly again, so that's cool. All right, I'll keep playing this. I don't know, like I said, do people pause during these? Or whatever. Okay. Interesting snack there. Damn, this is a good riff. Nice little sample there. There's some real violence in here. Yeah, this is really cool. I'm digging this track so far. I don't know, the video itself, I feel like is kind of random. I mean, there's like a shot of the crowd, and then you just see like a Ferris wheel in the background, which like I know is like from, I don't know if it was like Download or whatever, some festival they were obviously playing, but a little off-putting because we have these like really intense like shots of just gore and violence. Sorry, I keep looking over here. I'm looking at myself. I should stop doing that. There's like these shots of like intense gore and violence, and then just like, hey, here's a Ferris wheel. Like, I don't know if the video itself is coinciding with this show, like if they're gonna be featured on the show or whatever. But I dig the clips from. I forgot what the show's called. I don't know if was it called The Boys. I saw it on Twitter. I tried not to see anything about this video as much as I could, but I saw it was from some Amazon original series. So I mean, it'd be cool if Slipknot's featured on it. But yeah, the music video itself seems kind of like, you know, like one of those performance-esque where they're just like doing the song and getting cool shots of them, but it's also like a one of those classic like anime, what are those, the AMVs that people used to make all the time. It feels, it's giving me the vibe of something like that, which again isn't a bad thing. But all right, let's continue the song. Wow, that's a pretty fast part. Okay, before we go on, this part sounds like it's gonna be epic. What I meant by that was a really fast part. I was really surprised by just like the continuous, just throttling of the double bass. I feel like there hasn't been a Slipknot part like that in a hot minute, where just very straightforward, just double bass, just full speed ahead type part. So that was cool. That was cool. I don't know what it reminds me of, because it doesn't exactly sound like you know, like classic Slipknot necessarily, but it also feels familiar. But that was a cool part. This part sounds like it's about to be something. It's about to be something. That's all I can say, because I haven't heard it yet. Okay. What have you done? That guy he's on some shit. Wow. That was a scream. That was a scream. God, Mick is terrifying. Okay, for like 2 seconds there, that was some like Iowa shit. Dang. Yeah, that was Okay. Also, I like Corey's new mask. I know a lot of people rip on it, but reminds me of like All Hope Is Gone with like more jaw, mouth, whatever area space for him to actually scream and whatnot. Okay, so final thoughts on my first impression of this track. I thought it was good. I definitely thought it was good. I know Corey specifically has been building up this album to be, Iowa-esque, which kind of happens with every release in recent memory, that he builds it up to be, dark and heavy and sinister like Iowa or like Self-Titled or, their previous work, which I think is he's not the only one who does that for music. That's like a pretty typical, I don't want to say tactic because that makes it sound negative, but when you promote a new album and you have albums that people already like, you want them to check it out, be like, hey, it sounds like this one that went over well with you guys previously. But to me, this song sounded more like Gray Chapter-esque, which I think is mostly in part with the production. I do kind of miss the punchier production of their older work, but this production isn't bad. I liked the production more on like Unsainted. I think it worked better on that track, but not to say I didn't like this track. And I'm also listening to these headphones. There could be a couple different factors, but there was a part there I had said like 2 seconds there. It sounded like some Iowa shit. That I think that was in part with Corey's just gruesome sounding scream that he tossed out. That was cool. That was a really cool moment. Yeah, he's really putting himself out there on this track. He sounds like he's screaming with a purpose. I can't really tell you what the track was about. I was trying really hard to listen to the lyrics, and they seemed pretty aggressive and intense, but I don't really know what the song story-wise is telling. But whatever it was, it sounds like there's some real anger and aggression coming out through that. As far as the vocals go, lyrically, I'll have to look at that. As far as the instruments go, I liked it. I thought that there were some really strong riffs in there. Slipknot has always been really good at, they keep it kind of simple in that there's like 3 or 4 riffs that go around during the track, but they make them count, is what I'm trying to say. They make these riffs count. So the riffs that were throughout the song, there could be more than 3 or 4, like I said. But I really thought the guitar work was good. Jim and Mick still have it. I'm not sure if I don't really know how the writing process works. I don't know if it's like Jim has some songs, Mick has some songs, or if they're always coinciding, like working together on tracks. But I thought the guitar work was good. Drums were sounding cool. There's some good drum parts in there. I think Jay has been doing a great job filling his part. I think he's really coming in to his own with this new stuff now that he's finally been touring a lot with them, and he went through a whole album cycle. I think after all of that, it gave him so much more experience to go back to the studio and really try to make his drum parts sound like Jay drum parts. So yeah, all in all, I liked the track. I don't know if it was my favorite single so far. I think Unsainted probably takes the cake for me still. But with that being said, I'm still very much looking forward to this new record. Maybe I'll do another video like this for the next music video, depending on what you guys think. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the song, what you thought of the video. And We Are Not Your Kind, August 9th, coming up pretty quick here. So that should do it for me. This is my first real reaction video, so pardon if the format is a little off, or if this isn't the traditional way to go about it, but I gave it my best shot. So until next time, have a great day or night depending where you are. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.